I wanted to give my thoughts on the Keystone Pipeline in this episode of the McTaggart Attack Podcast because it's been a news item in the past couple weeks, past couple years, really, from what I understand. This isn't an episode that's going to tell you what the Keystone Pipeline is about, but there's been a lot of controversy about it, and because I believe it goes through Indian lands, indigenous lands, or whatever the fuck they're called, and they're just drilling for oil, and people wanted it stopped a number of years ago, and they were gonna stop it, but then Trump, when he came on, he had it. He signed for it to continue. He paid for it. He funded it to go. And I think he probably did it just because it would create jobs, and he wanted to create jobs. So that's what he did. Created some jobs. And but when Biden took over as president a couple weeks ago, thank God, right? He signed an executive order stopping the construction of the Keystone Pipeline, and people were mad. Of course, the Republicans were upset because Republicans are going to be upset whenever the Democratic president does something that goes against what Republicans want, and I think even Canadians were mad at Biden for doing it, but their thing was like, oh, they just cost like 11,000 Americans jobs. And that might be true, and it is true. But I think the point of stopping the Keystone Pipeline was it going to cost people jobs? Absolutely. But I really don't think oil is something that we should rely on as an energy resource anymore. And I think that was the point of what Biden was trying to do. Was trying to do away with oil. I think I'm not sure if this is what it is, but I think it has something to do with fracking. And he's against fracking, and I think that's what fracking is. I don't know what fracking is. I'm probably wrong about what fracking is. So if I'm wrong about what fracking is, feel free to comment in the video or contact me in the contact information, which is located in the show notes. But it's just like, we need to start concentrating on creating energy in other ways and making it, concentrating on other power resources like solar power, wind. There's other ways as well. And like once we do that, we'll create more jobs doing those things. It's like, yes, by having people drill for oil, or even coal for that matter. Those are sources that we're taking from the earth, and the more we take, it's not like that stuff grows back. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm probably wrong, but I'm just like, I completely agree with them shutting down the Keystone Pipeline is what I'm trying to say here. That's what I'm trying to say in this episode of the McTaggart Attack Podcast. It just, but like the argument of, oh, it's going to cost us jobs. It's just kind of bullshit to me. Yeah, it's going to cost people jobs initially, but it's going to create more jobs in the long run by trying to utilize other resources. And if these people that are coal miners or oil drillers or whatever are out of jobs, then maybe they can retrain. There's retraining available, but I think I remember when Trump was running in 2016, there was a lot of talk about retraining coal miners, and they were upset. I don't want to be retrained. How dare you try to educate me? How dare you try to teach me something else? This is what I've done all my life. I want to do this, and you don't want me to do this anymore. Right, because it's destroying the planet. We need to retrain you to do something else. Maybe pick up another skill or something like that. But it's just stupid to me, man. I'm like, yes, we're costing people jobs, but we're helping the environment. We're helping the earth. We're not ravaging the planet of its resources. We want to do less of that. And it's just like it's annoying whenever I hear people say, "Oh, they cost us so many jobs." I'm like, "Yeah, you were doing something that was ruining the planet." So, yeah, we we took away some jobs that were ruining the planet. God forbid we were trying to ruin the fucking planet. God forbid we were trying to save the planet. Because if we save the planet, we can create more jobs in the long run. Not necessarily about right now. It's about the long run, dumbass. And you want to be all about, oh, but my job. Well, get retrained. It's not that hard. It's scary. It's probably scary to learn something else. But if you don't do something because it's scary, then you'll never do anything. So getting retrained is okay. It's okay to get retrained. Because if this one guy I follow on TikTok, follow me on TikTok at McTaggart Attack. But he posted this video about coal miners bragging about talking shit about liberals or whatever, and like the issue of retraining came up. Like they don't want to be retrained. I don't think they do. At least that's the perception that I've noticed, is that they don't want to be retrained, but they should want to be retrained. It's just crazy. Getting retrained is okay, and they should they should get with the times, because if they don't want to be retrained, they don't want to be educated, they don't want to improve themselves, then they're not going to do anything with their lives anyway once their archaic job goes away. God forbid your job that was destroying the planet, gets taken away from you because it was destroying the planet. If you can't understand that, then you're not gonna be progressive. But apparently, people don't want to be progressive because they view that as like a bad word, which makes no fucking sense at all. It's just ridiculous. Plus, like one thing, like I just saw an ad on CNN, the lung cancer helpline, and the guy had a mining hat on. Yeah, that's right. Not only if you mine coal are you ravaging the planet of its resources, you're also killing yourself. So maybe you should get retrained. Maybe getting rid of the Keystone Pipeline is a good thing in the long run. Just not for your paycheck right now, but what good is a paycheck if there's no planet to use it on in the first place? You know? It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. People need to get their head out of their ass and be willing to want to learn a new skill. People are stupid. That's the problem. People are stupid. They're too stupid to realize that getting retrained is a good thing. It's scary, but you know what? There's a lot of shit out there that's scary, but if you do it, it's not so scary anymore. So maybe you should just pick up a new skill that actually might make you more money if you think about it. But people don't want to think about it. They like to live. We're pretty much all creatures of habit. I hate being a creature of habit. I might do a podcast episode later on about hating being a creature of habit. Maybe I will. But not today. Today I'm talking about the Keystone Pipeline and people that don't want to be retrained. At least I don't think they want to be retrained. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that you don't want to be retrained. And just, God forbid. I mean, it's like I said. What good is a job? What good is having a paycheck if there's no planet to spend that paycheck on in the first place? Thank you so much for watching and or listening to the episode today. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to let me know what you thought. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.